this is incredibly hard to figure out. Okay, so what are we doing now? There we go, we're live. Hello everybody. I haven't been on here in quite a while, so I'm just trying to figure things out. I'm gonna share the link on Facebook. Oh, go away, computer. Come join in to the live chat now, everyone. And there we go. Oh wait, no, I'm supposed to share the YouTube link. That's really hard to figure out. If anyone could, ever has been on YouNow and knows any advice on how to navigate this easier, I'd love to know that, because I have a really hard time finding the link in the YouTube channel thing. It never shows up for me. But anyways, I just wanted to share with everyone how things are going, and a few, I guess, follow-up details about the Canadian court experience that I had. So for those who hadn't seen it, I had released the vlog for my court experience. It was about an hour and 15 minutes long, kind of a long one. And a few things developed since, which I did mention in editing, such as that he has appealed, which is very frustrating. Also, I've actually been in touch with his first victim, which has been quite a big experience in terms of my healing. And I'm feeling a little funny because no one's watching right now. I'm talking to myself. I've been struggling, to say the least, in trying to get closure, come to closure about it all, because, well, as you guys saw, my emotions about the whole thing changed a lot throughout the case. And in the end, I feel a lot of loss over the situation, because I didn't really get to help anyone, which was sort of my goal. I mean, okay, I look at it wrong in saying that. I helped society in not hurting themselves. Oh, hi Lulu, how are you? Oh, that's okay. The beginning was very boring. No one's been here. So don't worry about missing it. I'm just rambling on about a few updates about my court vlogumentary thing and how I'm feeling now about it. I'm conflicted because in the end I feel like I lost my family, as I said in the video. But I did still help society in stopping him from hurting people as much. But just having a cyclothemic day. Oh, I forget what that term means. I'm sorry to hear it's not the best, though. But yeah, in terms of recovery, it took forever to finish that vlogumentary. Oh, mood swings. Fair enough. I understand. I'm right there with you. I'm sort of forcing myself through this live stream. For one, because it's probably the least attended one I've done yet, because I didn't advertise very well about it. Go me. And then also, I've been having a lot of issues with my depression lately, so I can definitely empathize with you there, Lulu. But I wanted to catch up with you guys, and I wanted to share that I am still technically doing better. I don't want to die nearly as much as I did throughout that video that I was making, so that's good. But it was pretty torturous making the video, I have to admit. I had to rewatch those clips more times than I can count. A lot of rewatching myself cry. And it's stressful. I don't know if you've ever tried to or experienced rewatching yourself be emotional about something, but it definitely brings the feelings back. But yay, Lulu saw this through my post today, so at least my posts weren't useless, but I guess everyone's busy. I always forget that with my weird schedule and my terrible ability to sleep, people are working right now, so a lot of people are probably too busy to watch. But that's fine, you guys can catch it later. I'm also welcome to questions if you ever want to, if you catch this video later and you want to ask questions about that court video, feel free to comment those below. But anyways, yeah, no, not everyone likes videos, so I get that. But, oh, hey Josh, nice to see you. Yeah, I'm open to private chats as well, Lulu. We can definitely work that out sometime. I just have a lot of in that regard. I want to apologize to both you, Lulu, and anyone else that I've ever had conversations going with over the last year, because I have been terrible with responses. I've either forgotten or I've just not been able to work myself up. Like, I've got some really long email conversations going with some people, and I just haven't been able to work myself up to responding sometimes. It's I want to like respond fully and give it up my all and really pay attention, not just be like, oh, that was nice in response, you know, like I want to hear your words and use my full brain to respond, and sometimes my brain's just not working, and lately that's been like all the times. And I was focusing all of my energy at making that video, so that's another reason too. But I've sort of been catching up lately, caught up a bit with you, Lulu, and been catching up with my emails a bit more. I have so many comments though, that's another apology I have to make. Comments have been picking up on my channel, on top of the fact that I've been kind of not so good at keeping up with them because stress, and I just get anxious and I want to be thorough, like I say, when responding. So anyway, in the comments, what do we have here? Thank you so much for understanding, Lulu. I appreciate that. Loading the player. I don't understand, Josh. Are you meaning like in terms of games? I'm late in viewing your videos, so I'll be glad I didn't add to those comments. Oh, yeah, well, I really appreciate people participating, and that's the worst part about not getting back to people as fast as I want to, is I want nothing more than for people to comment on my videos and participate and share their thoughts and be the change they want to see and talk about that conversation with me, which I'm always bringing up, and you know, feel comfortable sharing about themselves like I'm sharing about myself with you. So I feel bad that I can't respond as quickly as I want, because I want you guys to feel encouraged to comment and participate. But yeah, it can definitely get overwhelming at times, and I certainly understand why bigger YouTubers don't respond to a lot of comments, because I could never keep up with that. But of course I'm not that big yet. Yet. I don't know if I ever will be, but more just, it can get stressful, and I'm doing the best I can though with therapy and stuff. It's just, it's one thing at a time, I guess, and I'm not very good at one thing at a time. I'm very impatient about not getting everything done at once. And in that sense, I stressed a lot about finishing that video. I didn't want to, yeah, I know, I suck at the whole one at a time thing. But I wanted to keep up with my channel, which I wasn't doing, but I also wanted to have that video out, the vlogumentary, like right away, or the next thing after releasing my series. Technically failed on that, because I did a few videos in between just because of how long it took me, but I was so stubborn on that, and I had even my own therapist be like, this is really not good for you. You should maybe like put it off, or, you know, go slower. And hello Aaron, welcome. And patience, Jedi Becca, yeah. I suck at that though, I really do suck at patience. I can relate with anybody who feels like an impatient person. That is me. And so I just want so much out of myself, but I finally got it done, so that's what matters. And I want to eventually caption it, but captioning is a lot of work. Oh my, it's a lot of work. Even for a 2-minute video, it can take up to like an hour or so. And so that video is an hour and 15 minutes. It's going to take a while to caption, but I want to get to it because I really believe in being accessible to as many people as possible. So there's that. Yeah, no, I agree. It's about learning self-compassion and being kind to yourself, and taking a break or taking things one day at a time, one step at a time is definitely part of that. You're very right, Lulu. I just suck. I suck at remembering that sometimes because I have really high expectations for myself. And by the way, thank you guys for being so freaking awesome and understanding about my posting not being like super regular and stuff like that, because I'm super hard on myself about it sometimes, and you guys are so much more understanding, and I appreciate it a lot. You're the best. With regard to captions, I just meant, sorry, closed captions. I always use the wrong term, but like, you know, where they put the words at the bottom of the screen. That's what I mean. It takes a long time to do. Yeah, no, it was a lot harder, definitely through the court experience, keeping up with my channel. I'm hoping to be better now, but I'm also in the like genuine recovery now, so it's still holding me back in a lot of ways that I don't like. I'm just, you really have to, yeah, the closed captions, that's what I meant. Hello, Jeff, welcome. You really have to stay mindful, and that's what I've been trying to focus on lately, because my anxiety has actually gotten out of control, which is great. I haven't really talked much about it on the channel, but as another update of my health, never went to Anime North. If you guys remember, I was talking that I might go, or that I was supposed to go. There was a trip, I was going to vlog it, didn't go, because I ended up sort of last minute being the driver, and I am not incapable, but I am not very experienced. I don't like literally have that much time on the road. So I was just so overwhelmed by going to Toronto that I couldn't handle it. And my partner basically decided, this is not worth the stress. This is supposed to be for fun, and if you're just going to be an anxiety ball the whole time, because I was in a constant anxiety attack and I couldn't really eat or do much. Like I was getting along at times, but I was like I was back in my first year of doing my channel. I had a nausea condition. I did a video about it, actually, about how I thought I fixed it, because I did have an imbalance in my stomach as well, but the real cause was an anxiety condition. I just had so much stress and so much anxiety in my life all the time that I was just on edge all the time, and it messed with my stomach like no other. And so whenever stress comes up, the stomach turns back to that hell. What is it that you're not experienced about in terms of driving? Well, like literally time on the road. That's what I meant to express. So like I've done the driver's tests. I've got my license. Well, to explain, in Canada, in Ontario, it's a graduated system. So you get your G1, G2, and then your G. And your G is where like you have a full license. You're fully qualified. It's in stages. And so I have my G2, which means I can basically do everything. But I just haven't had as much time to literally do it because I don't have a car. And so it was just a lot that I know I could have done it. Like I know in the end I would have done it. I just would have been a stress ball the entire time. And so Shane didn't feel it was worth it in the end, basically. And yeah, those are the levels of driving. Like there's, for the motorcycle license, there's M1, M2, I believe, and then the M. And it's just like, this is their approach to graduated licensing for safety. They say, because certain restrictions apply to each license so that they don't have young drivers doing things that are, I guess, more dangerous, such as like driving at night. But yeah, yeah, graduated licensing. I just have I'm bad at terms, sorry. But anyway, so yeah, it didn't go on that because my anxiety takes over my body now, and it sucks. Hello, welcome. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name, I apologize. But thank you for becoming a fan, I really appreciate it. I'm just rambling on about my life and my channel because I haven't live chatted it since like December, I think, or maybe was it early January? Not sure, but it's been like 4 or 5 months. So this is, I think, the first one in, if not the first one in 2017, the second one. I want to say the first one. Anyway, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. I feel less alone because this started with no one. But yes, December. Was it the last one? So this is the first 2017 one. There you go. So tell me, guys, what's new with you in 2017? What's going on? In me, I'm just like therapy, 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 which, by the way, I have in an hour going to another therapy session. And something I find really funny about that is how they never seem to line up with when I'm actually feeling the shittiest. Like, I have some really bad actually pretty suicidal days lately, and then when I go to therapy, I'm actually feeling kind of neutral, okay, like I've sort of worked it out without her, and it just never seems to line up right. But then I always reflect on it with her, so there's that. But that's just funny how it never lines up. So Lulu, you had your 20th CBT yesterday for social phobia, and your therapist congratulated you. That's really awesome. For oh, so you're doing like exposure therapy kind of thing. Well, that is excellent. Congratulations. I'm really happy for you. That's one thing I actually want to talk to my therapist about, is some new approaches we can possibly take. So congrats on that, because I know exposure therapy can be one of the most stressful things to do. So I hope you're proud of yourself. Like, seriously, that's awesome. You got accepted for ODSP finally. Oh my God, Josh! Like, seriously, I'm so fucking happy for you. Oh, I don't know if you've seen my videos, but I know how hard that can be. I was on OW for a while, and they made me fight right up till the tribunal, and it was absolute hell. Ontario Disability Support Program is ODSP here in Ontario, and they fucking suck in terms of proper approval of people. So Josh, you are a lucky guy. I'm so happy for you. How long did they make you fight? Do you want to share your story a little? Like, did you get approved right away, or did they make you reapply at all? Either way, I'm so friggin' happy for you. Oh my gosh. So Lulu, you say your therapist told you... No, sorry, just a sec. Consolidation phase. A monthly appointment till September, and then you'll be done, so you can move to another phobia. Oh, so you feel progressive. That's so great. You know, I want that in therapy, because I've sort of just been like jumping all over the place, and like it's like I'm slowly building up a pyramid, and in that sense I was working on way more before, and I'm sort of working on less now, and it's building on each other, but it still feels a lot more haphazard and all over the place, and less like one after another sort of issue. And my therapist was actually talking to me about the fact that like we can do that, or we should do that more, where I like try to address specific things that bothered me as a child, which is hard to remember back to because it all just bothers me. But yeah, cool. That's really cool. I'm glad. And I hope that keeps going for you. Yeah, I don't know, I've never been diagnosed with a specific phobia per se. I just sort of came to find that the one I identify with is pharmacophobia, where I don't feel comfortable with medications. But that was sort of a self-diagnosis in the sense that my therapists keep agreeing, yes, that sounds like a phobia, but I've never actually been diagnosed. So I can sort of relate. And in that sense, that's awesome that you're making progress. I'm happy for you. Hi, Corey. Welcome. Thank you for joining. 2.5 years wait time, Josh. Didn't even expect to actually get it. Yeah, no, I feel you there. I was, because of the different appeal processes and then the delays and stuff, it's all in that video I made. It's about 20 minutes long, but yeah, it was about almost 2 years. It was, I want to say 20 months or 22 months. It was really close to 2 years. It was really frustrating, and so that's a long time waiting, and I feel really sorry for you, but at the same time, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you, and I hope that you definitely go out and treat yourself with what little or whatever back pay they gave you, because you deserve it after all that suffering. And I mean, ODSP still isn't great money depending on the area. It's still not that helpful for rent and stuff. They only give you like $4.50. But it's more than Ontario works, and when you're disabled and you genuinely cannot work, it's better than starving. So I'm happy for you, Josh. That's awesome. Anyways, did make a video about it. Oh yeah, no, sorry, catching up on other things, other comments. Yeah. Oh right, so in terms of actual recognition feels kind of nice. Yeah, no, that's another thing too. One of the hardest things to get approved for in terms of disability programs is definitely mental illnesses, which is what, well, mine was for fibro as well, but they less acknowledge that because they don't consider it as harmful. But mental illnesses are a really hard thing to get approved of in, I think, any disability program, no matter the country, just because it's not something that's really easily recognized, and people consider it ambiguous. and for some reason don't trust doctors when doctors are like, yes, they have this condition, they need help. Because I had all of my paperwork, perfectly filled out thoroughly by my doctors, and that just didn't seem to be enough. I don't know, maybe I didn't fill out my section well enough. Who knows? Because I was actually still working when I first applied to them. Like, I was trying really hard to still make it work and falling apart as that was happening. And then while I was waiting for their first their first disapproval, I lost my job, or had to quit my job because it was destroying me. But yeah, I understand that recognition, just in the sense that they, in approving you, are recognizing you have a disability, feels a lot nicer, for sure. All MIs have 50% approval. What's an MI in France? I'm not sure what that is. Accept a paper. Show a boss. Oh. So, oh, mental illness, sorry. I missed that. For safe space, fair enough. Sorry. But yeah, no, it's not, I mean, 50% approval in France, that's actually even pretty high. I'm like surprised, because mental illness is such an ambiguous thing to so many people that, it's just, I get so many comments about people being like, fibro, pff, PTSD, yeah, my ass, you weren't in the war, shut up and go to work, you know, they just have their opinions, and unfortunately some of these people are in powerful positions, and they're the ones who disapprove you. That's just how it goes. Yeah, CPTSD. The problem with CPTSD is that it's still not recognized by the DSM, or 5 or 6 or whatever's out now. People like to quote that as, oh, this is so official because it's in the DSM. I'm sorry, but that book just doesn't feel that official to me because it doesn't recognize a condition I know I have. CPTSD is very different from PTSD. I have seen people with PTSD and they just have different experiences than me. So it's frustrating, that book. But anyway, oh yeah, Josh heard that ODSP has a 90% disapproval rate. I didn't actually hear the rates, I'm not sure, but it certainly feels that way. It does. Oh my god, it does. For the fight that I went through, and some of the people, like, I've heard of people, friend of my partner, whose father lost his legs from diabetes issues and they wouldn't approve him. Like, another woman shattered her back falling off of a ladder and they wouldn't approve her. She couldn't even speak properly. Just crazy. Welcome! Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, it can get pretty crazy. Yeah, I know the DSM is accepted by medical insurances and like crap like that, but it's like saying, because a doctor said it, that means it's true. And I've really learned that that's not the case. Just because a professional says something doesn't mean that they're not actually just pushing their own agenda in a lot of cases. Or they didn't ask enough questions themselves and they don't really care. And so they're just following what they're told. So just because a professional's saying it, do more research. Don't always trust just because they are a professional. We're all just people in the end. And we all have our biases. So do your research, always. Oh, CPTSD won't include, or the DSM won't include CPTSD for political and economic nonsensical reasons. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, exactly. Therapists use the term and diagnose the term and understand the term. And I think that's sort of what matters, is in application. It's understood, and there is even a specific, like, at least in my understanding, in some areas, there's specific treatments for CPTSD versus PTSD. But when you're talking to people who are naive and who don't understand what it means to have your brain be out of control, having it written down by a professional in the DSM gives you more legitimacy. So it's very frustrating sometimes that people like to quote that and tell you that you're full of shit, you know? Not fun. The equivalent isn't known much, but those who know it do cover. Is medical coverage better in the US? Oh, because medical coverage is better than the US. Well, let's be real, medical coverage is better everywhere than in the US. I mean, basically. Not trying to be insulting or blanket sweeping with that statement, but if there's one thing I'm appalled with more and more, it's the way they treat humans in the US. I just don't get it. Did you know, by the way, random fact, here you go, Josh, because you're on assistance. Did you know that only families, as in like mothers and children, qualify for assistance, not disability, but like assistance in the States, or in like most states? Like no single men don't qualify whatsoever. You're not living at home, you don't have a wife with babies, you're screwed. I can't believe that. Like, blows my mind, but it's just the way it is. Oh, I guess, yeah, you're right. In some countries, there isn't any healthcare at all. That's true. I guess what I meant, I should rephrase, correction. Worst healthcare for a first world country. They have so much technology and an economic system that could support it, right? But they're too worried about getting money out of each other instead. Not that everyone else in the world isn't worried about that too, but anyways. Welcome! Thank you so much for watching. People are popping in and out, that's fun, but thank you for talking with me, Lulu and Josh. I feel much less alone with you guys chatting with me. So, did you guys happen to have watched, I think Josh said he did, that my vlogumentary. Did you have any questions, by chance, about that at all? I sort of rambled at the beginning of this about some updates, but I wasn't really sure what to say. So I just kind of rambled until Lulu started talking to me. Oh, thank you, Lulu. That's so kind of you. I appreciate that you're here. I'd probably be talking to myself, well, until Josh popped in, unless you had come, so thank you. But anyway, I'm just gonna talk for a few more minutes. I just wanted to, I don't know, provide you guys with a little feeling that I'm still here, because even though I haven't been posting that much, like, I like to talk to you guys like this and get updates and answer questions, like I said. So here we go. Oh, no worries, Lulu, it's okay. It's a really long video, so when you get the time, feel free to tweet at me or message me or whatever if you have any questions. This is just sort of a live opportunity. Did I see the ruling on the length of the Jordan case? No, I didn't. I actually don't follow court stuff very much, particularly right now, because I'm trying to heal from my experience, and I think following and seeing how crappy it can be in other people's cases doesn't help me and trying to recover from how crappy it was to me. So yeah. Was it bad? I was saying that people need a timely hearing. Right, that. No, I heard about that in the paper. Sorry, I forgot what it was called. I'm bad with terms. I like to pretend I'm smart, but not always. But yeah, no, that happened just before my case ended. That came in, get a short version of what's up. Oh, hi, Eva. So I am just chatting about a vlogumentary I made, so a vlog documentary, about a court experience that I went through for a sexual assault case. And Josh was mentioning the Jordan case, which happened, I want to say last summer, in which there was a ruling where if a case goes on too long because of the courts delaying it for some reason, like because of judicial delays and not because of the defense delaying it, then after a certain point they have to basically acquit it, I think is what it is, like basically toss the case, no matter what it's about, if it goes on too long. But the catch here is, and I thought this was ridiculous until I realized that it's only if the courts are dragging it out for some reason. If the defense, which was in my case, the defense was who was dragging it out, that's not the same at all. That can get dragged out forever, unfortunately, and will just continue because they are the one dragging it out, so it's not violating their rights. But if the courts are dragging it too long, they say it now violates the rights of the defense. and thus shit can get thrown. Scary stuff, really, when you think about some of the cases that could get thrown. Actually, recent one in London was a little baby boy. Poor kid was burnt very badly by microwaved coffee, and the parents didn't bring him in for medical attention, and he basically just died a few days later. Getting chills summarizing the case. But anyway, the mother was acquitted because she had appendicitis when her case came up, and she couldn't stand, which is like, what? You just have to get sick and then you get acquitted? That's crazy. Ugh, Canadian law. But rights, people's human rights, and it's judicial stuff. It's frustrating. Anyway, just put the court on yeah, put the courts on intravenous coffee so they cannot drag their cases. Yeah, right. They would anyways. I mean, yeah, it's good that people don't have to wait, but like, it's a good thing if someone is being mistreated in the court system. That's just not my experience. It was the defense mistreating the courts, if anything. So I have a different opinion of it. But some people do get mistreated, and in that case, it would be helpful for them. So that's good, I guess. Oh yeah, where are you, Yvonne? Or Yvan? I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. But whereabouts are you that you've seen that happen as well? Because, I mean, I guess I've come to find India. Oh shit, I bet it's pretty bad there. I've heard some bad stuff about people getting really screwed over just because, like, the judge didn't like them. And so that's one thing that you really come to realize about the court system. It's people deciding on their own opinion what happens with other people. It's the rich deciding what happens with the poor in a lot of cases, actually. Frustrating, because what's a judge except a really well-paid person in society, right? Frustrating. That's the way we have it set up, though. Yeah, very corrupt, I agree. And, I mean, in that sense, for courts dragging out cases, oh, sorry, yeah, Lulu, in regard to the little boy's case, it was quite horrible. I'll leave a link, actually, in the description of this when it ends up on my channel, the live chat, so anyone can check out the article. But it was a really sad case. I think it's actually still going on in terms of the father figure involved. They're really messed up people. Like, they should not have had children, unfortunately. They need help. But anyway, sad cases, and that happens a lot, where, like, cases just don't get right messed up and don't go nearly as thoroughly or as forward or as proper, I don't know how else to use the right word, as they should, because everyone's assuming the system's working. And so people are going to school, learning how the system is, following along with it as they learn it. Some are looking to change it, but a lot of them are just following along to get their paycheck and do their job. And so in that way, it's a mess that's not working, and people are just going on with it anyways. It's frustrating. No worries. People are jumping in and constantly, in and out, so no worries, Yvan. It's kind of come and go. But yes, welcome back. With a job assurance most of us won't ever have. Yeah, right? Exactly. That the judges, they basically got, what's the term when a university professor can't get fired? Whatever I'm trying to say. It's a thing, yeah. Hi, Corey. Welcome back. But yeah, no, I was thinking about that partway through my case. There's a lot of comments I actually took out of my vlog because it was really, 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 really long when I first laid it out, and so I cut it up a lot to only get the main details in. Tenure. Thank you, Corey. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it's like judges have tenure, basically. It feels like they can't be fired. I mean, they can, technically, but it would take a lot. Because it takes a lot to become a judge. My crown attorney in my case actually explained to me, because she's applied to be a judge a couple times, and there's a huge process to it, huge like application thing, and a lot of people apply, and obviously only one gets it. So Yeah, interesting. Actually, I found an article, funny thing, about the judge in my case as well. Really don't like the guy, by the way. Think he's got bad judgment. So I'll share that in the comments below too. You guys can check out. One of the comments I took out of my vlogumentary, which you might get a little tickle from, is that I thought he sort of looked like a fat Monopoly man. Yeah, I know. Not the nicest, sort of judgmental, but I was mad at him. I was very mad at him. So I thought that was kind of funny. You can go check out the article and see if you agree or not. But anyway. Oh, did you see the torture video, my torture story yesterday, Corey? Did you have any questions about it? Because that's sort of what we're here for. If you have any questions or comments regarding how it was for me or what happened after, or at least up to this point, feel free to ask. Who applied to be a judge? Sorry, the Crown attorney in my case. So the lawyer who was like prosecuting, she was really friendly with me. She talked to me a lot. And she just sort of shared a bit about the application process of becoming a judge. It's a huge vetting process of, like, are you pretentious enough for this job, in my opinion, but people, yeah. Yeah, no, tenure. Corey got it. No worries. I'm bad at terminology, as I think I've said like 3 times throughout this video. Not good with words. That's why I write scripts for my good videos. And sometimes I take notes to write my vlog, or to do my vlogs too, so I don't forget about stuff, because as you guys might know from watching from my other videos, I use cannabis to help with my anxiety and my pain, and it's got a few memory side effects. It's a fact. So, you know, jot notes. Anyways. A bit like most cops or bullies, just should normally be used constructively. Yeah, well, one thing you'll notice is a lot of people who go into law, or particularly into a situation of becoming like aggressive law, you know, a cop or the army, not always, but they're often people who are angry or like want to be aggressive. That's where you get a bad cop, is the guy who like wants the power. Scary stuff. I don't think they have nearly a good enough vetting process to become a cop. It's basically just like, apply. Are you strong enough? There you go. You're a cop. Not so good. I mean, I know there's some psychology, like they have a little bit of an evaluation. I just don't think it's thorough enough, in my opinion. But anyways, do you require inmates in your country to take mental health counseling or anything? Or is that only in the inmate, if the inmate wants? Unfortunately, Corey, it's only if they want it, which is basically, in logic, the only way anything can work with mental illness, because you cannot be helped if you do not want to help yourself. No matter how much you try to shove counseling down someone's throat, unless it's literally like antipsychotic medication, obviously that you can shove down people's throats, like medication. But in terms of therapy or like psychotherapy and treatment and working out your thought processes, they have to want it for it to even be effective. So in that way, yeah, they can't mandate it. And I think, though, in some cases, like, it's, if they're sentenced to treatment, which happens at times where they're like sentenced to a mental ward, in that case, it's sort of a way of like forcing treatment on them, but they can still just sit there forever. There's actually a case of a guy trying to appeal to get out because he killed a bunch of people and was put in a mental ward for it because he was in a cocaine stupor for it, and he's really intelligent and trying to appeal to get out because he doesn't remember doing it and has refused their treatment the entire time because he just doesn't want it. So you gotta want it, which is a really frustrating thing. In terms of like my case in particular, all I wanted more than anything was to shove therapy down my dad's throat. Frustrated, I'm still calling him dad. My adoptive father, my abuser, whatever, whoever that person is. All I wanted in that court vlogumentary was for him to get help, and I would have loved to have shoved it down his throat, but you can't. If he doesn't want it, nothing's gonna happen. That's just that. It sucks. In France, it's more screened for cops. Well, that's nice to know. It doesn't feel like it's very good in the US or in Canada. Yeah, I mean, some of the videos you see about how aggressive cops can be, um, it's just crazy. Did you know, actually, in what country? I want to say Norway, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me. But I want to say Norway. They don't carry guns at all. They don't carry tasers even. They like batons, I think, at most, or maybe nothing, because they're just not aggressive. Their policing is not aggressive, and they had like the first death of a police shot someone because they were like genuinely threatening someone. It was the first death ever, like in that country. I want to say it was Norway, but I'm not sure. But like, you know, this can exist in humanity is sort of my point, and it does in some countries, but others, like the US, not so much. There's, yeah, a lot of need of change everywhere. Yeah, exactly. Therapy with an unwilling patient is talking to a wall, wasting your energy, unfortunately. And yeah, no, it actually would technically be unethical. I completely agree, Yuvan, that it wouldn't be right to shove even pills down someone's throat. Now, antipsychotics to stop someone from attacking others, that's an argument on forcing medication on someone, because you don't want to just like lock them up and let them bounce off walls for the rest of the time, right? If you can help them and treat them even if they don't want the medication, there's an argument there. But yeah, psychotherapy, it's just not a possible thing. It's because it's not something you inject or like put it down your throat in any sense. But anyway, I still wish so bad that therapy could be forced, for how grateful I think people would be at the end of it, you know, because therapy brings clarity in so many ways. It has for me, and I feel like that's one of the things it does, is it helps you think more clearly, and it helps you get around your messed up thoughts that have been created through the terrible experiences we've had that created our mental illness in many cases. And so if you could shove it on someone, wouldn't that be great? Unethical, but great. Yeah, no. One can dream. Anyways, back to the next question. After, even there now. Is Norway changing for the worse? Maybe I was meaning Sweden. I can't remember where I was meaning. See, I think I was wrong to say Norway. It's one of those countries that's really cool. There's like 4. My fingers 4. I'll put, if I can remember what I'm trying to talk about, I'll put it in the description. But there is a country that's like very nonviolent with their policing, and they just had their first shooting like last year. But yeah, anyway, I believe that humanity can be less violent, I guess, is my point. They should cram it down his throat. Yeah, I agree, Corey. If only it was possible and humane, but it's not. Yeah, it's unethical therapy would work wonders for society, though. I agree, Van. I mean, in terms of shoving it down people's throats, I agree. But nothing unethical is right, because the idea of ethics is to think of the other person and humanity, right? So, not so much. But yeah, gosh, I can empathize with anyone who wishes they could just force someone into therapy. Like, just get help already. Please. You could be so awesome. You are so awesome. Get help. But if you can't recognize it, it's a big first step, recognizing that you need it. Okay. Maybe a forced psychedelic experience? I mean, maybe, but that's actually caused mental illnesses for some people. So, maybe not. Good one, Josh, though. Corey says he's seen a documentary about other countries' prisons and police, and wow, a lot of them are so very nice compared to here in the US. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how bad it is in the US. I've been learning little bits from my friend Nat, who's also a YouTuber, but I'm pretty naive. I mean, you just sort of assume things must be the same in the country right beside you, but no, it's kind of amazing some of the terrible things that can happen in a first world country. Yeah, too much power and control. Power and control is one of the main issues, I agree, Yuvan, in current incarceration situations, and thus giving more with like forced therapy, not necessarily a good idea. Not necessarily. It's just like, wouldn't it be a nice dream world if you could make people get help, because in the end they'd be helped? I don't know. It's a metaphorical thing that's ridiculous to discuss in the end because it means doing something wrong. But one can dream. Anyway. Yeah, exactly. An unethical basis of society is a bad basis. I agree, Lulu. And so I was on a page there, but I was like making ridiculous metaphoricals. My apologies. Yeah, no, that's you're right, Yvan. That's exactly what gaslighting is an example of, actually. But a lot of people get mental illnesses through being forced to believe certain things that don't actually line up with information around them. I sort of went through that with my abuse. And that can be said to be a forced therapy, or that's how forced therapy could be experienced by some people because it's being forced on them and they don't want it. So yeah, argument against it, obviously. Your boo-boo videos are great. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Corey. I haven't done one of those in a while. I do them every 10 edited videos. I'm glad you enjoy. That's like my one little funny thing on my channel that I try to give people smiles with, because I'm always so serious with my other subjects. So, yay, I'm glad you like it. We need to spread these rainbows over the world with therapy suggestions. I agree, Lulu. We should do it. Oh yeah, I guess I do share funny stories. Sorry, fair enough. I have my like story time vlogs where I share funny stories. And those are laughs, but my bloopers are funnier, let's be real. You laugh more with those ones because I'm messing up all the time. Anyhow, I'm actually going to wrap up the chat, guys. It was so awesome that you all joined me. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you, Corey and Yvan, and thank you for chatting with me, Josh and Lulu. You guys are the best. And yeah, and lots of cuss words in lots of cuss words in my bloopers. Oh yeah, no, but I did see the Care Bears, just as a last finished comment. Yes, Lulu, I loved the Care Bears. I can't remember much about them, but it was a lovely cartoon, and it had some ridiculousness in it that I did enjoy as a kid. But I will be doing some live chats again soon. I'm not sure exactly, because this is kind of stressful for me and I'm trying to take it slow. But maybe once every 2 weeks on a Friday, we'll work it out. I will definitely chat on my Twitter, or rather post on my Twitter and my Facebook when that will be happening. And I'll try to let you guys know in the vlog before that I post on my channel that it will be coming up. But I really do enjoy chatting with you guys. You guys are the best. So thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, I actually have a Skype to chat with people sometimes as well. Lulu, fair enough. So I will try to link the Skype name down as well. And if anyone wants to add me, go ahead. Again, I have social anxiety pretty bad right now, so I can't promise that I'll be super talkative all the time, but I will try my best to keep up with you guys because I really do love talking with you. So thank you again for joining me, and I hope you have an absolutely lovely day. And as I say at the end of all my videos, do join me again next week, where I try again to share a little something I've learned or experienced in life. Take care, guys.